is Arlene DeMaris, who's a freelance writer and poet from Avon.
Thank you, Virginia.
You're welcome.
And thanks to the library and to the Beat Poet Association for having me here today. House explosion. What to know? No danger to the public except that a woman walking by was thrown clear, and the bodies of termites nesting in the sills fell like rain. A pale face, or was it a fold in the curtain pressed against the fog of an attic window? From inside, the sound of a mallet pounding and voices as if the work songs of rowers. Then intake of breath, then released. Next, fermenting. Pressure built and the roof bowed. Steam jetted from cracks in the cinder block foundation. Out in space, the reflecting telescope unfolded its gold-plated wings and turned to gawk galaxies dead for trillions of years. Sent photos home of gas and dust that took weeks to arrive, the house by that time blown to sticks, its suffering done and cooling, its earth in shambles, pocked with what furniture had not been carried off, its pale white pinpoint sailing the solar sea. Out on the highway, sirens. This is from my mother. Dream kitchen. My mother makes contact, blows the smoke of her ghost into the new cabinets, unmolds grits from a coffee can, slices and fries in bacon grease over the blue jewels of gas jets that light the 6-burner stove. No punch holes in the wall, no need to hide the sharps. All the appliances fresh out of their boxes. Here in the kitchen, she could not, her father, the peanut farmer, could not, the girls at the packing plant could not imagine slipping their names and addresses into crates of nickel bags for pen pals who would not marry, or would. The grocery clerk who found her opened wounds on worn floorboards, tied her apron tight. If I could crawl back through her, shrink to a red dot of flesh, then nothing, she would still not live long enough. Will I ever live to see it, she asks, shade at my table, watching the astonishment of a flat screen on the wall, tuned to reruns of I Love Lucy, chocolates falling off conveyor belts, the laugh track soothing as ocean waves. Madame Marie's temple of knowledge. I thought she could see my relief the year my father was laid out for the viewing in a pinstripe suit with a pocket square, and the question of glasses or no glasses, rosary beads or Bible, to be placed in his hands, drained of all harm. The year of whether to cry or don't, or laugh into the palm of a white glove. The year of a week at the beach, lining up on the boardwalk for the man who guessed weight and age, chalked my numbers while Madame Marie smoked clove cigarettes outside her garden shed, painted with question marks at odd angles. She had a third eye for love gone soft as an old apple, for the fates of church women in their print dresses and white bonnets. I thought she could see the divine power that secretly carries out our salvation under the veil of sensible things. What can be touched by the tongue? What could be called sacraments? Pork roll, coffee, toast with squares of packaged jam stacked on the breakfast table. That year, Undertow took a boy feet first for a vicious water ski. Dolphins jetting beside, cheerful as dogs running off leash. Did Madame see, reading him, his hand in hers? Thank you. Fireball over the lake, Friday night. The boy who walks his black dog was there. The teen drinkers were there, peeing from the dock. The baby who cries all day next door was there, her mother clouded with sleep. The woman was there who surprised a bear in her kitchen, screen door off its hinges, apples rolling across the countertop. The man was there whose wife died last week, said it was her laughing that kept him awake, walked him down just in time to see. It was done in one spark, and no one could say meteor versus meteorite versus the burned out body of a satellite versus a streak of good luck versus what to call it if you were there, what to believe if you weren't. Thank you. This one's for my sister. Happiness Club. Tommy was hit crossing Route 22, the worst place for a man with a cheerful face and bum leg to be at night, on foot, returning from the Happiness Club. He was my sister Evelyn's only love, brought her coffee once, pulled his chair up next to her on meeting night in the church basement, and erased the marks of other men who wanted to push their hard luck against the skin of a slow, shy girl. Hearing the bad news, she leaned to one side and stayed that way for days, until she said, "Let's go." And we walked, crushing the first buds and pods of spring, to the street near the brook where new frogs were leaping, their chances of making it across nothing without our hands. Thank you. This one's brand new. Extremity. Even on my day off from the limbs factory, I'm hefting arms of every length, with and without hair, sizing up friends at parties for replacements, eyeing millipedes for their bounty and fine coordination of legs, starting conversations with strangers at ShopRite. What a reach, I say, as they go for cans of beans on the top shelf. What mobility inhabits their joints as they walk quickly away from me. It's the desire to move that moves the neighbor's free-legged dog in the morning, the love of piss on the bark of trees, the tight line of the leash to pull against. We talk extremities, the frostbitten fingers of Arctic explorers, our toes on the edge of the precipice, the fifth appendage that rules the world. I ask if his dog bites, the phantoms of fleas. My wife was cut off, he tells me, but I still feel her. Delays and cancellations. The world's oldest woman is on the news, fine as a cast-off snakeskin. She is steadied by the mayor to blow out her bonfire of candles. The corpus sure is stoic at her age, presses on, breathless, its flag in God's nostril. If the body is built to last 120 years, heart still a racehorse, who wants to find out? I may live long, powered by a pig valve and a dozen push-ups a day. The sweet ache of muscle may talk me down from the rail over the river, but it won't stop where this is all going, gone. I can hear the shuffle of worn slippers. The oldest woman tells her secret. 1 trip around the stations of the cross per day, but no one writes it down. In the crawl at the bottom of the screen, delays and cancellations. No Rosary Society tonight, no bingo. School will open an hour late in the morning. Outside, the sky's blank orb of an eye is enough to tell us we're expecting snow. Thank you. I've got 2 more. This one is called Space. Out here, the big nothing smells of burning metal, live wires sparking in the rain, the fumes at a Parkway toll booth with a touch of almond cookie, the strange, sweet scorch of home. I'm in space tonight, smaller than I have ever been, moving against the world, watching its day and night pass in an hour, its oceans take over the land. I've always wanted to leave my life without dying, and here I am, traveling off the end of the earth, listening to God sing in the shower, bathwater circling the drain, the sound part humpback whale, part vacuum cleaner, hopelessly tone deaf, but so sure of the tune, he never stops. Thank you. I'll leave you with Seniors Find Love. I send you the video of goats eating a wheelbarrow of tomatoes. Weird eyes half closed in ecstasy, jaws popping the red skins, pulp running into their beards. You say it reminds you of your last date. The one who smelled old. How it would be hard to love the speckled folds of his neck, the sad sack of his scrotum, as you imagined it softly tapping your thigh when you fucked. Dinner out in a nice place, and he ordered something with tomatoes. Told you about his loneliness between bites and wayward feet beneath the table. Any wife long gone who could keep his manners in check. Oh, friend, call the man back. Never mind his red-stained shirt, the tremor in his hand inching toward yours. The mountains have been falling down for years. Ancient waves are beating the same shore, senseless, morning and night. And all the stars we see are dead. You and I are marching into the void, and who knows what form we'll take in the resurrection. Solid, liquid, gas, goat, nothing is promised. Your date may hardly remember what desire looks like without the right glasses. He may call you by his dead wife's name and step on your feet when you dance. But doesn't everything hurt? Thank you so much.